Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today I have a very interesting video for you because as you probably know, these days there are so many types of hybrid system on the vehicles. I have thought, because I have also so many comments from you and so many questions, which car is better to buy, which kind of hybrid is better to buy, which one is better and which one is more efficient, and so on. I have a lot of comments, so it can be a little bit confusing because the car manufacturers today try to improve them and they always change a little bit here and there. And in this video I want to explain you, I want to take you through all those different types of hybrid, and I have like 5 different types of hybrid prepared for you. So we will see the mild hybrid, the full hybrid, the plug-in hybrid. I have the Rex extended range, and I have another one which is called extended range electric vehicle EREV. And I will get you through all those different types of hybrid. I will talk a little bit about my experience, and I hope you can get some useful information until the end of this video. And definitely, if you still have questions, ask me down below. Whatever question you have, I will be really happy to help you and to answer your questions. First of all, we will start with mild hybrid, or MHEV. So what exactly is a mild hybrid? The mild hybrid uses a small electric motor to assist the traditional gasoline or diesel engine, but it cannot run on electricity alone. Instead, the electric motor is there to provide a little boost when you need, like acceleration, like when the car is accelerating, or when it uses the start-stop system. So basically, the mild hybrid system is the entry level in the world of electricity, if that makes sense. So it has a small electric motor like a generator, and it has usually a 48-volt battery. It's a pretty small battery. It's kind of the same size as a 12-volt battery. It's a little bit bigger. Some cars use also a 12-volt batteries on the mild hybrid system, like Suzuki Swift, if I'm not wrong. The new Suzuki Swift used for the mild hybrid system a 12-volt battery, but surprisingly the system was pretty good, and I already have a few videos on my channel if you want to see it. And the car is able to regenerate the energy back into the 48-volt or 12-volt battery, and then this energy it's used by this small electric motor like a generator to help the petrol engine or the diesel engine. So it's there only to help it when it starts the car, when it's accelerating, sometimes when it's coasting, and sometimes when it uses start-stop system. And also this motor sometimes help to work a little bit more smoother, to make the transition a little bit more smoother when you accelerate, when you start, when yeah, different situation, depending on many situation. But keep in mind, not all mild hybrids are the same, like not all full hybrids are the same. So when it comes to different car manufacturers, those mild hybrid system might be different. So it might have different batteries, it might have a smaller battery, a bigger battery, and it might have different powers when it comes to this generator electric motor. So yeah, keep in mind that not all are the same, but basically the mild hybrid is working like that. Now, the pros to the mild hybrid system is the cost effective. That means it's usually the cheapest hybrid option because it has a simpler setup. The second one, it's improved fuel efficiency. So of course, in comparison with a normal combustion engine, you have this electric boost that reduce the strain on the engine as well. So that means the engine will be not too much, not more stress like it is when it works alone. It has a companion. So you have the petrol engine or diesel engine, and then you have this companion small electric motor, which it helps from time to time, and that will probably prolong the life of the combustion engine. So that's another small help. Plus, it's improving the CO2 emission. It's improving also the consumption a little bit, usually by 5 to 10%. So it's not a big, huge difference. Now, depending also on the systems. The other pros is the fact that you don't have to charge it because it works and it's recharging while you're braking or you're going downhill, or from time to time the petrol engine can also charge that battery in order to use the energy a little bit later. So that's the way it works. Now, when it comes to disadvantages or the cons, we have limited electric power because you have a smaller battery. The electric motor is small, so you cannot drive only in electric mode. So that's not possible. The electric motor will never drive the wheels. Only the petrol engine will drive it. And you have, of course, the minimal impact. That means the savings on fuel and emission aren't as dramatic as the other hybrids, which I will present you a little bit later. So enough with the mild hybrid. Let's go to the second one, which I really recommend you. I love it. I think it's my favorite hybrid system. For example, if I would buy a car tomorrow and I have to buy uh, a hybrid, I will definitely go for the full hybrid because I think it's the perfect balance between electric drive and combustion engine drive. I think it's a perfect balance, and you don't have to charge it, of course. Plus, it gives you the best economy. You can also drive it in electric mode. And I think, yeah, I think it's the best option. But here, the same as on the mild hybrid, keep in mind different car manufacturers make different types of full hybrids. So it might differ all the time. It might be different. Bigger battery, smaller battery, bigger electric motor, smaller electric motor. Some cars can drive more in electric, some cars can drive less in electric. But about that, probably that's why you're watching my test drive videos, because in the test drive videos, I always try to explain you how different full hybrid system work while I'm driving, and I try to explain you how much you can drive and how you can drive and which one have regenerative brake, different levels of regenerative brake, if you can choose that, if you cannot choose that. So yeah, definitely it depends on the car and the model. Now here we have this type of hybrid, has a bigger battery and electric motor compared to the mild hybrid, and can actually run on electric power alone, as I said before, but typically only at low speeds and for short distances. That's something to keep in mind. Typically, they work at speeds up to 80-90 kilometer per hour, and usually they are mostly used in the city, in the crowded city. If you're driving in the traffic, the full hybrids, it's amazing because you can recharge the battery while you're going on the highway or on the national roads, and then you go in the city, you drive most of the time in electric. And there are so many models which allow you to drive over 80% only in electric mode in the city, which is incredible. 80% of the time, not 80% of the distance. That was a question that I have from you guys. What is the time or the distance? No, 80% of the time when you are in the city, you drive in electric mode. And yeah, it's super effective. Probably I will do a separate video because we have so many things to talk about that. So that will be a really useful video as well. Then the electric motor work with the engine to improve efficiency and reduce emission. So how these basically work? You have an electric motor or two electric motors, because some cars on the full hybrids have two electric motor, one small generator like a mild hybrid system, and then it has another extra electric motor which is allowed to power the wheels, which is really incredible because the car can be driven by this electric motor. And it's really interesting because those work together in different situation. And yeah, the fact that you can drive the wheels is much more smarter. Plus you will have a bigger battery also, depending on the car manufacturers, which allow you to store the energy when you brake, when you go downhill, or sometimes the car and the petrol engine, the internal combustion engine, will charge the battery in order to use that energy a little bit later. So most of the time, those systems are very smart and they choose when is the moment. It can see the roads ahead, it can see the navigation system, and it can read what's coming next, so it can decide to charge or not the battery. Now let's go to the advantages. Better fuel efficiency. So the electric motor can take over in slow traffic. saving fuel. So that's the great part, because in slow traffic you can drive only in electric, so you can save much more fuel than the mild hybrid or the normal combustion engine. No charging required, so it's great because you don't have to charge it, the same as mild hybrid. The battery is recharging while you're driving. And lower emission, of course, you have lower emission, lower CO2, and also lower consumption in comparison with a mild hybrid, especially in the city driving. Then we have the cons and the disadvantages. Limited electric range, you will see in comparison with other hybrid system, which I will show you in a second. The cars switch back to the engine quickly as you speed up. So if you floor the acceleration, you will switch to combustion engine. Then you have the higher cost, because the full hybrids are a little bit more expensive than mild hybrid, and they have more components and they're a little bit more complex. Of course, the price will be a little bit higher. Now, depends on many factors, but those in general are the most important information to keep in mind about full hybrid. Now, let's go to the next one, plug-in hybrid, which I have owned before. I had a Golf GTE, I think a few years ago, I think around 7 years ago, when it was first released or something like that, 2017, if I remember well. And the thing was, like, it's amazing if you have the possibility to charge the car daily or maximum every 3 days. I think it's amazing to get a plug-in hybrid, because you have a much extended range in electric mode than the full hybrid and mild hybrid, and you can charge it at home and you put your energy in, which probably will be cheaper, and then you can go to work and home. Most of the time these days in 2024, most of the full hybrid cars can drive 50 kilometers without any problem, so you can go home to work. Most of the people drive under 50 kilometers to work and home, so probably will be really useful for you to have this opportunity to drive in electric mode, and then when you go for long distances you can use the petrol engine, of course. So yeah, that would be an advantage, but I recommend you only if you have the possibility to charge it daily or every 3 days. Otherwise, the full hybrid or the other hybrid types will be much more useful. Now, these types of hybrid take it a step farther, with a larger battery that you can charge by plugging into a wall socket or a charging station. As I said before, with a full hybrid, you can drive longer distance in electric mode. And of course, when the battery it's empty, that's the problem, because if you don't have that possibility when you go at long distances, and for example, sometimes I had the car and sometimes I don't feel like go to charge, and I say like, okay, I drive with petrol, so it's just fine. But the disadvantage is that if you have the empty battery, then you have to carry with you that bigger electric motor, which is heavy. You have to carry the battery, you have to carry the other components, and that make the car much more heavier, and then will consume more petrol, and then you don't have any advantage at all. So yeah, that's the thing with the full hybrid. But otherwise they are amazing, and those new cars these days, they are capable to drive over 100 kilometers in electric as well. Now, the pros and the advantages is the extended electric range, better than mild hybrid and full hybrid. You can drive on electric power for longer distances, and you can drive on electric power with much more speed. So you can go up to 135, 140 kilometers per hour only in electric mode, as long as you have the battery, which is super convenient. It's able to drive in mix mode, so you can drive it in electric mode, you can drive it in mix mode, or you can drive only on petrol, and some of them let you choose. So I'll explain you that, of course, in my test drives as well. It's fuel flexible. As I said before, you can choose between those two types of fuel, electricity or gasoline or diesel. And lower emission. The great part is that you have lower emission. If you have the possibility to charge it, you will have kind of zero emissions in the time when you drive the car. Then the cons and the disadvantage is the charging requirement. So you have to charge the car, as I said before, and the higher costs, because these full hybrid have more components and it's a little bit more complex system. Of course, you have to pay a higher price in the beginning, plus the maintenance in time probably will make the cost a little bit higher. Now, of course, depending on car manufacturers, depending on many factors. Good. Let's go to the next one. It's Rex. Rex is the shortcut for the range extender hybrid, they call it. And this vehicle are primary electric. So basically, Nissan, Mazda, and which one? Honda. Yeah, Honda, Nissan, and Mazda. So all three are kind of Japanese car manufacturers, and they are kind of the best when it comes to those range extender. Basically, the car it's electric. It's driving only in electric mode, but it has an extra combustion engine, which act like a generator. It works to charge the electric motor, but I will give you more information in a second. So these vehicles are primarily electric, meaning they use an electric motor to drive the car. However, there's also a small gasoline engine on board, but its job is to generate electricity for the battery rather than power the vehicle. So when the battery gets low, the range extender engine kick in to recharge the battery and extend the range. So the way it works, it's practically an electric car, and then you have this generator, petrol engine, which work only when you don't have enough battery to recharge the battery, and then from the battery, the electricity go to the electric motor, which drive the wheels. So yeah, this is the advantage of driving a car, an electric car. It's very smooth. You have the same advantage like the gearbox. It's super smooth, and the way it works, the engine is electric, it's smooth. And the interesting part is that also the petrol engine, when it's running, it has usually three levels. So sometimes it's running at lower RPMs, middle RPMs, high RPMs, and sometimes it switch between those, depend how much energy you need. But it's good also for the petrol engine when it comes to reliability, because those engine tend to last longer than the normal combustion engine, because they are not used like they are not pushed to the limit. They are not they are always run at the same level. So that's the thing to keep in mind. And they're amazing because you're like driving an electric car, so you have this range, so you can drive a lot of kilometers without being worried that you have to charge the car, because you basically don't have to charge this car. Now the advantages: extended range without anxiety that you have to charge it or you don't have charging stations. So you can travel like you're traveling with a combustion engine car. Then you have the primarily electric drive, which is much more smoother than a normal combustion engine. And then you have the lower emission. And since the gasoline engine isn't use the battery, and it uses the RPM, so it's running at lower RPMs from time to time. So most of the time you will have a lower emission than a normal combustion engine. The disadvantage is the limited engine power. So the range extender engine isn't powerful enough to drive the car, so it's only recharge the battery. So yeah, depending on how big is the electric motor, this is the power that you will get. But trust me, the cars that are on the market these days are enough powerful. I test a few of them, so the videos are already on the channel, so definitely check them out. And the thing is that they're more complex. They add this cost to the vehicle, so most of the time those vehicles are a little bit more expensive because they are more complex and they have also more components. Great, I hope you understand until now. So we go to the last one, the extended range electric vehicle, EREV they call it, the shortcut. So similar to the range extender, an EREV primarily function as an electric vehicle, so it drives the same as an electric vehicle. However, it has a larger gasoline engine that kick in when the battery run low. The difference here is that the EREV models are designed to go even future on the electricity before needing the gasoline. So now here you have usually a bigger electric motor, a bigger battery, so they are usually a little bit more you don't have to, they don't have to use the combustion engine as much as the other ones. So they will have a bigger battery, they will have a bigger or a smarter, efficient electric motor. Now here, the same story as the other ones, the same advantage, the same disadvantage. But yeah, keep in mind those will be a little bit more heavier, so larger battery and engine, increased vehicle weight. So probably will affect a little bit the dynamics of the car. But now depend on many factors. But this is the only disadvantage between those two. So now let's wrap it up, this comparison, and let me explain you pretty simple and fast the difference between them. So first of all, we have the mild hybrid, which I think it's amazing, and most of the car these days have this mild hybrid system. I know a few companies that sell the cars with the engine only with mild hybrid system, which is also, it's a good step forward to the better, lower emission, and to the cleaner emission and better efficiency. But yeah, from my point of view, it's not enough. Then you have the full hybrid, which I think they are incredible, at least for the people that drive most of the time in traffic and you drive in the city a lot. I think it's amazing because the cars are able to drive also in electric, and when you recuperate energy, which you have driving before, you can use it later. And then you have the plug-in hybrid, which I recommend you only if you have the possibility to charge it at home. So if you have this possibility to charge it at home, definitely go with the plug-in hybrid, because you will have around 50 kilometer for sure in the new cars, which allow you to go to work and home, or go around house, go to grocery shop and stuff like that. And even if you're living in a house and not in an apartment or buildings, apartment or stuff like that, you will have the possibility to put probably solar panels, and you can charge the car, even though you can charge the car at any socket. So that would be a little bit slower, but you can charge it, so you can use that electricity, so you can in the end you can get a little bit better with the money, with the savings. And then of course the EREV and REX, they are kind of really interesting, and I really definitely recommend you to check out my other videos with Nissan Qashqai X-Trail, the Mazda MX-30R, EV, REV. Definitely check out the videos. And I have also with Honda a few videos of Jazz and a few other new Honda, so definitely check out the videos to understand a little bit better how they work. But amazing system, I really love the way they drive, and they're really reliable cars from what I heard. So yeah, okay, so that was all, guys. I hope the video was really helpful for you. I hope you get some information from here. The purpose of this video was to try to inform you when you buy a car to make a better decision and a smart decision. So I hope the video was useful. If you find it useful, I would really appreciate if you can like it, you can share it with other people to see and to learn and to understand how those hybrid system works, because these days we have a lot of cars that comes with those systems. So it will be nice that all the people understand before they buy something. Anyway, like, share, subscribe will be really appreciated. Thank you very much to all of you that watching my videos, guys. I'm really happy to answer you or your comments. If you have any comments, if you have any add-ons, feel free to write me down. I will look at your comments, and yeah, we can start the discussion. Also, if you want to find out something new, or you have any ideas about future videos, or yeah, you don't know something about the car, feel free to write, and I will try to make it in the future. Thank you for watching, really appreciate it. Stay safe, and as always, I see you soon in the next one. Bye, guys.